Right, today what I'm going to try and show you is how to fit these cheap bulk standard F connectors that you'll get on your Sky dishes and that onto the coaxial cable. Now, the reason they're cheap is if you actually look through, I don't know if you can see that, they're basically hollow. It's just like a tube basically with a nut on the end. And once that's cut back, the centre conductor becomes the male. One thing to watch though is that to make sure you get the right size. There's about 3 sizes of these, and they need to be a tight fit onto the actual coax, otherwise it's going to be too loose. Right, so basically you want to take off 25mm, which is about 1 inch. Now you could use a Stanley knife, but obviously you might cut your fingers, or you could use a coaxial cutter, but then we don't all have the coaxial cutters. So, but if you use a pair of nippers, you can normally go round and pull that off. Now, as long as you don't go too deep, because you don't want to cut this braid. So this is the shielding braid, which we then pull back over the black insulation. Now, this is the white part is the dielectric, and it has the centre conductor. This foil is actually bonded on this one. On some of them, like on this shotgun cable, the foil actually peels off, and so you'd peel that off. Well, yeah, basically it comes off. But on this it's bonded, so we need to allow about 3mm of the dielectric. So if we're very careful, we can spin that around, cut it, and off comes the dielectric. So now I put a bit of Servicel silicone grease on, just to protect the copper from oxidising. Obviously if it starts to oxidise while it's outside, you're going to lose the signal a bit. Yes, the signal's going to degrade. Okay, wipe your fingers because it's a bit slippery. So take the F connector now, basically screw it on as hard as you can. Ow! Making sure you don't go straight into your finger. Like that. So, nearly there. If I slip again, it'll probably go straight through my finger. Right, so the dielectric is just at the shoulder now, which is where we want it. If you can see in that. And that's the sharp bit that's now in my hand. Okay, I'm going to cut that before I do any more damage to myself. Allow about 3mm on the conductor, and then cut at 45° angle. Okay, it makes it sharper. Well, we don't actually need it really any sharper by the look of it, but theoretically if it's sharper it's going to go into the female connector easier. Then cut the braid off like so. Obviously having silicone on it, perhaps you can see why some people don't use the silicone, because it makes it slippy. So I'll leave that to you whether you wish to do that or not. Now you can either put a bit of heat shrink over that, or what Sky Mound tends to use is a bit of this self amalgamating tape, which you put off like that. And again, as long as you haven't got any silicone on that, otherwise it will stop it sticking. Basically then wrap that round tightly, tear that off, and that will mould and become one piece of like rubber and seal it against any water ingress getting into that. So basically there we are. That's how you put the connectors on. The camera's focusing in on that. But anyway, there we go. Thank you for watching.